It is Scotch for Dummies
What's
on
going
Thursday
on?
night live.
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
2 fights
Alright, 2
tonight.
fights.
I'm
Yes.
stoked about them. I can't even guess to see who's going to win on this one. But happy Thursday.
Yes. This should be a great
This
day.
is a very interesting night. Unfortunately, Sean can't be with us. We'll get him next week. But
That's right.
we've got our blend category continuing on. Some really cool fighters in that one. But we are introducing a new
A
category.
new category. Ding, ding, ding. You
It's
got
almost
some
the end of the year.
audio
It's like
for
we
this?
should have done this like a long
Don't you
time
have
ago.
an audience clap or
Hold on.
something for this? That's the wrong one, man. Yeah, this is cool because not only is it a new category, but it's a new category that's got a ton of whiskeys to choose
Oh,
from.
it's it might take over.
It very well might, because the whole point of King of the Hill was to get a bunch of bottles out there to go head to head that are readily available, that you're going to see on your shelves, that you're going to be, wondering which one's better. And this category has a ton of those. Actually, I went shopping this week, and I think I got like 6 or 7 bottles just from one liquor store.
Yeah,
So,
you did, and they're readily available. But the cool thing about this is we were talking to our patrons I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. We were just talking about the King of the Hill series, and they brought it up like, why don't you guys do an Ex-Bourbon? And we're like, that's a really good idea.
We should have had it from
Yeah,
the
so
gate.
we took that. We initially started with the standard, sherry cask, big bold flavors, peated, got to do
Big,
that.
bold flavors.
And then it's like, okay, well, let's do blends because blends are, they're popular all over the world. So there's
True.
going to be a million
It's number
blends
one,
you can get.
right?
You can get blends on any liquor store shelf any day. And then, okay, we'll add Irish in there. And then it's like, but then we just failed to realize we lost about half of the total scotches out there
Right.
by missing the bourbon category.
Well, it kind of was aware because we were looking for more sherry stuff, and it's like, all we see is bourbon stuff. We're like, well, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Now,
So
there's still a few
whatever.
bottles out there that don't fit a category, unfortunately.
yes.
I mean, if I think I want to try and squeeze a Highland Park into the fights,
That'd be
it
tough.
literally doesn't fit into any of our
Yeah, it's a
categories.
little bit peated, it's a little bit bourbon,
Right.
it's a little...
So we could throw it in 3 different categories, but it's going to get its ass kicked in all 3 of them.
Well, the thing is, if you have a little bit of peat in the Highland Parks, it's going to kill the bourbon category, possibly.
Well, yeah, so
I don't know.
I hate to leave bottles like that out of the fights, but where does it fit? That's the
Miscellaneous?
test.
Yep, you're right. So
Anyway.
let's say hi to the people that's online. We've got a
Who we
few
got
on
here
here.
today?
Ooh.
We want to thank our patrons for the pre-show. That was awesome. We had some new patrons tonight. That
We
was cool
did.
to see them.
Yeah, the pre-show was fun. It's really fun to
Yeah,
see new
Ben
faces.
and
Austin.
Austin.
and Ben were both there.
Chris was in there.
Chris,
Yeah.
we haven't seen Chris in a while. So.
Man, it has been a long time.
I
wanna-
did see we got a new member, too. He was in the pre-show as well.
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
see
Jeff
both these.
Timmy.
So
Yeah.
this will
Thanks,
be a
Jeff.
tough one. My Scotch journey started. Glenmorangie, and always a fan of it. So this is the
Yeah.
fight I'm looking forward to.
This is a good
too.
one. This is a good one. Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be tough.
'Cause we know that-
Timmy's already calling it. OP.
OP's going to kick... Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
But remember, the Glenmo La Santa? Was that the one?
How about you?
Okay, Bobby.
The Glenmo sherry cask. That one lasted for several
It
weeks.
had the title for a month
Yeah.
in the Sherry Cat. You're right, and it was a huge surprise, and it's a great value bottle too. That
yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
that one might end up coming back.
Yeah.
Just want to say hi to Jeff for becoming a new
Congrats.
member.
Thank you, sir.
Being
Jeff.
a member allows you to have some cool little emojis and some other things.
Icons,
but,
yeah.
Roger, Roger.
Boom, boom, great fight, says Tom. Scotch on the bayou, of course.
Hi, Leanne.
Hello.
Jose. There's our guy.
There's our guy.
new patron that showed up at the pre-show.
Yeah.
Wesley, good to see you as well. Look who's on tonight.
Oh, she is around. Didn't show up in the pre-show.
Well,
Ahoy, mate.
I
Yep,
thought she
yep.
was in the pit. Is that the, no.
Oh, that's horrible. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
Look
who's
at that
this?
guy. I've never heard of him.
Man,
Is up?
that whiskey club.
I tell you what, we got a
busy.
little
PGWC. That's the PUBG
Representing.
Whiskey Club.
representing.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, listen,
So,
we got people watching this for
I
the
see
replay.
Porter there, and he
Um,
says OP all day.
Where's he at?
Michael P. Oh, that's not
that's
that's
not
not
Michael
Michael Porter. That's Michael P.
Michael P.
Porter's under Sunday
Well,
Evening
Francois,
Scotch.
Francois says the same thing, so yeah.
All right, so here's how we're gonna do it. We got
Sure.
2 fights tonight, guys, and gals. We've got our blended category, and then we've got the new Ex-Bourbon category. We're gonna put the blended category in the undercard tonight and get those out. Get that fight out of the way, and then we're gonna go over to the new Ex-Bourbon category. That'll be the main event, if you will. If you guys haven't followed around on King of the Hill and you're wondering what the heck we're doing, We are basically blinding bottles against each other. We'll score them sort of like a boxing fight. We're going to have 4 rounds. We're going to do nose and palate neat, nose and palate with water. We'll talk through our perceptions, and then at the end of the day, we all have to score it, and there will be a winner, and that will be the king.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're doing our best to be unbiased and to also take price and just what is the best right now is what we're trying to say for this. Not like what's the best bang for your money, etc. We're just
Right
whiskey against whiskey. Which do we prefer? And
in this moment.
2 out of
and
3
we've
wins.
also done our very best to try to keep them like bottles. In other words,
try.
price point, ABV. You do your best, but at the end of the day, this should help you when you're in the liquor store looking at those 2 bottles going, which one do I want? Well, you know, tonight, in this moment, we're going to tell you which one we prefer when it comes to these 2 bottles.
Let's check
ding,
them out.
Ding, ding.
Bing, bing, tail take.
Oh, look at these. So we have our current King of the Hill in the blended, which is the Compass Box Artist Blend. And the challenger tonight,
Man.
suggested by Tom R. He wanted to see Old Parr 12. It's a blend. It's a 12-year-old blend. It's got an age statement. This is non-age statement. So let's get to the tail of the tape and see what these things have to do.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
that was hard to get this old part, believe it or not, here locally.
If in Indiana, yeah.
So
it
we're
was.
talking on. I can't even tell that it's so so thin.
It's
I mean,
hard to read the label.
It's
Yeah.
a gold
So
reflection.
Grand Old Parr. It's 12 years old. This is 40% ABV. It is a blended Scotch, which means there's grain whiskey in it. That's all we know about it. Price point, gosh dang it, I don't even remember. By golly,
It's in
total
that
wine.
30 to 5 to 40 range, isn't it?
I don't remember. I had to order it from California.
I can
It
tell
took
you
a
in a
little
second.
bit longer to get.
No, that was different. You know.
Well, we'll pick it up in the.
We'll pull it
comments.
up as you're telling us who the current king is. We'll find out the price point on OP. Current king is
Compass Box Artist Blend. This is this is 43% ABV. I don't remember what it beat last week.
wasn't it probably was 2 weeks ago.
It's been a few weeks.
Pull that up.
Oh, yes, sir.
If we prepared for these events, it would be much more efficient.
Hang
But
on.
we're talking about our Compass Box Artist Blend. It's a affordable bottle. It's on most shelves. They're non-peated, lighter tasting whiskey, and he is pulling up the.
Can't get to it.
I want to see who it beat. How did it get here? So yeah, just doing a Google search because Total Wine didn't have it in their inventory.
Black Bull.
Old Parr is $40. So Old Parr is $40. This beat Black Bull 12.
Black Bull 12.
So it beat an age statement already.
And Black Bull actually won against Monkey Shoulder or something. So it's been in King of the Hill at least for 1 week.
Yeah.
And so we haven't had a good long stretch of a blend for a while that I can remember.
The only bottle that really sticks out in my head is like holding a title for a long time was that Lasanta that you mentioned.
Monkey Shoulder kept it for a few weeks.
For a couple weeks.
And that's blend category.
Yes,
You're right.
Yes.
All right.
So anyway, here we got these 2 bottles. They are blinded in these 2 glasses. They were pre-poured probably an hour and a half ago or better. Have no idea which one's which. We've got them written down in that little pamphlet over there when we're all said and done. So flip
Let's
a
go.
coin to see which glass we go through first.
green will be heads. So we'll see.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, bro, for
And
the
it
super
is-
chat.
Heads. So green glass goes first.
Green glass goes first.
Now we'll go ahead and get in there.
Drum roll, please.
All right, so we'll go around. We'll start with the nosing to see what we're getting out of it. With a blended whiskey, you would expect this to get some grain forward because they are going to have a heavy influence of grain because that's what spreads the whiskey. That's what makes it, less expensive. It's more affordable, but it has a major flavor component too.
I'm not getting a whole lot of grain.
Okay,
I'm getting
that's good.
more molasses, and I'm getting a little bit of,
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I guess it's kind of hint of wood. It is, I'm not sure undertone of that.
Getting
is,
some
but
light-
mostly
Some
molasses.
light, like apple, pear, fruit. Maybe a little molasses.
I was going to say,
Not like-
molasses tells
so-
me sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet. It is sweet. That's not grain forward. I'm not getting grain on the
Yeah,
nose
I
of
don't
that.
feel like it's grainy. Maybe after you taste it, but the nose.
Really? You guys don't get any grain
Well, I
on there?
didn't dig down in it. I mean,
You
I
guys
just
didn't get any grain on there. Okay,
Well-
I'm just.
I tasted some grain earlier in the warm up, and this is not that.
Well,
I'll say that.
that was definitely.
I can get a wee bit of grain in there. I get green green hay, green straw, not like grass like your lawn.
No
but-
apple? I mean, so maybe that's what I was thinking, is a green apple.
Yeah.
Okay,
really
I
light,
might be able to
yeah.
say that. I don't get I don't get that sweetness, that molasses, that though.
It's, yeah. It's more subtle.
Airy. What's almost light. It's obviously, what was the ABV on the compass? So
43.
Compass Box is 43. Old Parr is 40.
Tom is
Which
saying Old
this-
Parr is going to win.
This could be either.
Who do you guys think is going to win this one between Old
We're
Parr
gonna
Yeah.
go
and
to
Compass
nose
Box?
again? Nose again and then taste? Yeah.
You know what you should do is throw up a quick survey to see who's going to win, because I'm anxious to see. Andrew, before the show started, was confident that Compass Box was going to take this fight.
Just because I remember the last time we did this, Compass Box
me
wasn't
that.
pretty to handle it.
He spilt a little bit. I want to smell it.
Yeah, because so those that are tasty, if you ever got some whiskey on your hands and you rub it, that's going to be like a way to get a really
God,
powerful
it's so
nose.
light though. It's hard to get anything that way. It just,
Yeah, okay,
it just,
so-
it wafts off. There's nothing
Yeah,
there.
there is a little bit of grain, but it's really more of a green apple than like a typical grassy grain.
All right, did you taste it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Does it taste like it smells?
I gotta be honest.
No.
Second nose is way more grainy than the first.
The palate is actually really pleasant. I'm not getting grain on the palate. It's lighter. Vanilla, a little bit of maltiness. It's not strong. I'm not getting apples and grapes and fruits and things like that on the palate necessarily.
Interesting. I got a rich note, dark chocolate, but not bitter. If that makes sense, almost like cocoa.
Okay. Yeah, and it's definitely not bitter chocolate.
No, there's not a bitterness, but there was a chocolate note, maybe a coffee chocolate.
I had watermelon in the nose that time, by the way.
Watermelon?
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that dark chocolate.
What?
It's much lighter than that.
I got something rich on there.
It's actually kind of an interesting balance. It's the front half is light, the back half is definitely heavier.
I'm getting a little peat on the finish of that now.
Yeah, it's got a
little
little
bit of
bitterness and
Yeah.
a tiny bit of smoke on the end. That's more earthy.
That's a tasty whiskey. That's a good sipping whiskey.
It's not as sweet though as I was expecting it to be.
No, it's not.
Off the nose.
I get some of that green apple-ish, pearish coming through the sinuses on the finish. I don't know. The jury's out. I'm definitely.
You guys
anxious
water
to
that?
see-
No, these are low, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go light on the water, just enough to
that's
open
nice,
it
too.
up.
So,
No, there is. Okay, so my second one, it's very light, sugary in the front. A little bit of like maybe even marzipan on the front, but then it rolls
yeah.
back into.
I could see that.
There's a chocolate note to it, but it is more dark chocolate because there's a bitterness to it.
You're getting bitterness on it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I assume that was a little bit of peatiness in the finish.
it could be both, but I
Black
would
tea,
say
yeah.
light sugar almond to somewhat of a dark chocolate is what I would say on that.
So I'm moving on to the blue glass to nose it,
Neat. Blue glass neat.
and I'm getting very little on the nose. I'm not getting fruits. I'm not getting grains. I'm getting it almost smells like water from the tap. I mean, you get a little bit of.
I'm getting sweet. I'm getting sugar.
Really? Well, if it's pure like granulated sugar, I could see that.
Oh wow! So maybe this is just nuts came out of. I got fruit punch Kool-Aid powder before you put it in.
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yes,
before
yes.
you mix it up. This is the
And then
childhood
you're choking, you're
memory.
coughing because it goes in your face.
This is a childhood memory, right? That's what I got on it.
Yeah, I'm not picking those up.
Speaking of stupid stuff as a kid, did you guys ever get? Remember back in the day, the cocoa, like the chocolate quick
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get a spoon and just eat it raw?
It's not that good.
I did.
Not the cocoa, the Nestle Quick. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah. Yeah,
but,
right.
but you can't
Ovaltine's not
breathe. 'cause
good.
you're like,
It's so dry. No, you can't.
can't
Right?
put-
It's yeah. I know what you're talking
I saw a
about.
video the other day where a kid took a scoopful of
cocoa.
and
That's
like,
not good.
Like,
Yeah.
and then he coughed and like, poof.
Don't laugh because I know you all did it too. I
Right.
know it.
All right, so what are you getting on the nose? Are you getting the fruit punch dry.
I got sugar
Was it fruit punch Kool-Aid dry?
mix.
It's like
Yes.
it's like Fruity Pebbles mixed with like
Yeah, I guess.
alcohol. I don't know what the back end of that is yet.
Alcohol.
Maybe there's some artificial flavoring in there. But I know it's not artificial flavoring because none of these are artificially flavored.
No. I don't know if I can necessarily tell which one's the 43% or the 40. I think they're both very
Both
light.
very low. I think the nose in this one, I think is
Oh, man, I'm
Just
getting
different.
malt. I'm getting sugar.
excuse me.
It's sweeter.
I want to smell this again.
This is definitely the sweeter of the two. So I'm getting initial palate apple, rolls into some purple grape.
Keep going. I think you're taking my words.
The finish maybe goes into cherry. Maybe that's that fruit punch that you're getting.
No, it's
But-
it's a fruit. It's a Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treat. That's what I'm getting.
Fruity. I definitely got some malt on the palate.
Yeah, more
It's
than
definitely sweeter. You nailed that. I got the other notes that you mentioned right off the bat on the palate. The only thing I can add was the malt. I don't know,
What part of the palate are you getting?
That's
malt?
tasty.
sort of.
The finish.
I was getting in the beginning. I
See,
mean,
I'm
honestly,
getting it more in the finish, but
No, the finish. That's tasty. That's good.
that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, both. I'm
So-
surprised. These are both really good blended scotches.
So, first nose, second nose. I'm onto the third nose after I've tasted a little bit, and I can start to see there's a grain note in there. It's
Okay.
starting to show its face a little bit.
Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treat.
It doesn't taste like that.
That's pretty good. Okay,
There's marshmallows. Yeah.
so let's put a little water on it. Let it sit for a second. Let's talk about the first two rounds. First two rounds of nose and palate neat. What's the scorecard looking like, Drew?
Wow, they're actually very close. The nose, I think that I don't know. I think they're different enough where it's going to be hard to judge them. I think the nose right now. I think from an aspect of just being different and more approachable. I think the blue has a little bit better nose, but it's very close. Palate wise, they're also different. Where one is more light sweet to chocolate, where the other one is a little bit more malty and oaky on the finish. So they're very different coming into this, and they're not like for sure. I don't know. They're very even. I'd say 9-8.
9-8.
9-8 who?
Blue
So you're saying blue won both rounds?
at this point. Just my opinion right now.
Well, I'm going to go the other way.
Holy schmoly!
10-9, 10-9. Because, and the reason I say that is that I think the green glass has more. It's got more breadth of flavor. You got some maltiness. You got some little peatiness chocolate in it.
You said maltiness. There's no maltiness in the green.
In the blue, yes, there is.
In the green.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the first one we tasted.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's a little bit of apple, and it
Okay.
goes into grain, a little peatiness, just the chocolate you had. Whereas the blue one
Leave
is
them
just like
alone.
all sweetness.
You didn't get any malt on the blue?
Oh, a little bit, but not
Okay.
appreciably.
I'm in Drew's camp on this one. I'm saying 10-8. I preferred blue's nose and palate.
You can both be wrong.
We can all three be wrong.
Well,
is
so that's just the first quick one. This is the
All right,
next one.
let's hit the green.
With the water.
Green with water.
Do me all wrong.
Did you give them both about the same amount of water?
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Well, okay.
I went
Hello.
light on them. Did it
Well,
open
see,
up?
Oh, yeah.
see that green? I'm telling you, the green is what you're talking.
The green is
I
like
can tell from
the green's
green
coming
it's
back.
good.
The green went to the corner and got some
I
fresh
hope it
water.
does come out swinging.
He got all his cuts all taken care of.
That's what I want, man. I want this thing to come out. I want to, at the end of the 4 rounds, I want to
do
say,
a quick sniff
what's
and then
happening?
we'll taste. That is much better, much more malty
Yeah,
than
the
I had
peat's
before. I
coming
don't even
out.
remember it being malty like that the first time.
The peat's coming
You're
out.
saying there's a peat note coming out.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Peat? No. Oh, maybe.
Ooh, definitely more heathery.
Yeah, I think it's
More florally.
got the
Does that
hay.
make
The
sense?
hay is more influenced now than it was before.
Is that good?
Could be if you like that.
Well, do you like that?
Yeah, I like
today.
it.
Do you like that? Yeah.
So right now, first nose, the grain note that was there is not showing up because of the water. I definitely thought it was a little bit more floral note. I got a little bit of that green hay, wee bit, maybe that green apple you mentioned. I actually think
good
the nose
apple.
is better with water. I think.
Nose is better with water. The palate,
See, yeah,
the palate's a little limp. It's
Uh-oh.
not. Oh, now hold on.
hold on.
Let's get back up off the mat.
Well, I mean, it was lighter. The mid palate, it was lighter sweet up front, a little bit malty, but then all of a sudden the finish is really strong. That dark chocolate came back pretty powerful at the end, out of nowhere.
So definitely malt is coming forward on the grain with water, which I wasn't getting that malt need.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good flavor on the finish of that. It's pretty light on the initial palate.
But it's not. I would say, to be fair though, I would say it's not as rounded as I would like.
The finish is much longer in the green glass than the blue glass.
You're buying this for light sweet up front and that finish.
You're saying the green is Old Parr?
That's what I'm thinking it is.
Okay.
Oh. I was gonna say I have no idea.
I'm just assuming it is.
I'm not assuming anything when it comes to that.
That's just what
What you hear?
that's what I hear.
I think it has a longer finish with water. The green glass does.
All right, I'm gonna get on this guy.
The late finish on green gets a little sourish back back here. I'm talking late. We're 10, 15 seconds after I took a sip. That's the flavor that's left in my mouth.
Okay, there's no more fruity pebbles in the blue. None.
The green has good mouthfeel throughout the mid palate. Kind of expands in your mouth as you taste it.
Let me rinse out here.
I think I was probably right
So-
with the green glass.
So the fruity
Hi, Lana
pebbles.
Sutton. It's good to see
The
you.
fruity pebbles is pretty much gone. Now all I'm getting is red apple and a little bit of leather.
Really? You get some
A
leather
wee
now.
bit of leather. If I get some leather in that, this could be the deciding factor.
Okay. What's the nose on the blue?
I think it's more fuller. I think it's more rounder. I think it's bolder.
I
still get a sweet note.
think the palate to me is pretty much like it was the first time. It's maltiness, maybe a little bit more marzipan and caramel, but it's definitely tamed down with that water.
I got
But
a
it's
chocolate
still-
cherry note.
It's still the same roundness as far as front to back. It just tamed down. I do like the overall taste of that. It's just weaker.
I get a chocolate cherry note. It's something that reminds me of something that's been finished in Pedro in PX.
On that
on
one?
the blue.
Really?
Well, I mean, I was getting that red grape.
You're right.
The nose I'm getting right now is like spun sugar. It's really sweet, like sickly sweet.
Interesting.
Huh.
Knockout blow, body blow, right hook, something.
What was the star punch?
Yeah, I need to do that too. The finish of that actually did come up a little bit. Get a little more bitterness on the finish. It starts out so sweet and just syrupy. The finish comes up, bringing some bitterness and mouthfeel, and actually, then the finish. Like I say, the finish was coming up, and then it just died on me.
On the water, the nose, I think the green has the edge.
I want to do the comparison.
Yeah.
In my mind, I've got a score, but now the fight's over. I've done all four, neat and with water. I want to do one more comparison. This is post-fight comparison to see what's going on. I'm not ready yet. If you
All right.
want to,
Yep.
Ooh,
you know what's up.
man, this is really close, actually. Not close as I thought it was going to be.
All right.
I'm getting some leather on the green now. And some old musty, I think.
Man, I wish I'd get Old Musty on it.
On the green?
I love that. That's a flavor. That's a component of perception I like. So I don't care what glass.
So
gets it to me.
these are two actually really good bottles for blends. For what are we saying? $35?
Yeah, I don't remember what
bucks?
the
$40.
I think
you're right.
I think you
Yep,
said it was
yep.
like
They're in the sub.
39.
They're both in the sub 50 category for sure.
Honestly, I think you're not going to go wrong with either one of these. I would say just from a high level perspective, I would say just my two cents is that green is more chocolate and blue is more malt. It's kind of the high level as far as main tasting notes from me. I've got marzipan and blue. I got a couple of things in green. Green has a little bit more of that, just the kind of chocolate notes to it for me. Both good. Both did really well overall with neat. The water, both of them also kind of held their own, but they both definitely took some punches out with the water. I would say they both held their own. Neither one of them lost their initial taste so much.
they didn't change
It just came down overall. So if you don't put water on it, it's great. As of right now, this is really close, like super close. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go blue.
Okay.
That's close. I could go either way.
So after water, I'm going to stick with green because I think it just has a better rounded flavor. It's got a better mouthfeel. It's got a broader flavor complex. The blue is overly sweet to me without as much interesting stuff in it. So that's where I'm going to go with that. So that's why I'm going to go with green.
Probably,
All right.
yeah.
So you're the deciding vote now.
Yeah,
Here,
but
just get
before
this paper and
before I do this, I wrote all 4 glasses down so I might see
here.
the reveal on the other one. So
Start at the top. I don't know what page it was on.
first
So
page.
wait, before you do that,
yeah,
though.
hang on. I'm just gonna. We know it's not that page.
Close your eyes.
There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. So that's last week's fights. First round, or first 2 rounds. So at halftime, if you will, I took blue 10-8. In other words, it.
Got nose and palate.
Yeah, so it won 10-8 each round, so it was 20-16 was the score. Second 2 rounds with water, I'm gonna go blue 10-9, 10-9. So I blue is hitting me right
So
now.
you're the
I'll
same
be
as
honest
me.
with you.
Close.
The green I think came up with water, but while these guys were talking and finishing, I'm doing the comparison. For a lack of a better term, green showed its ass a little bit, and I got more grain. One whiff, I was like, and I got this grain note, and I'm like, what did you show that for? You know, you were fighting well, and you know,
Yes.
you tripped a little bit. So, I've got I wrote all of them down on the paper, so I don't reveal the next fight.
So see if you can just get a little bit to see which one's which.
There you go. Compass Box is blue, Old Parr is green. So what's interesting is Compass Box won the fight, but Andrew said Compass Box would win the fight and picked Old Parr. I love it.
I picked green.
And green's Old Parr.
Yeah, I picked green.
But you said Compass Box was going to win the fight
that's
before we
right.
started.
Before we did, yeah, you're right. I did say that.
So
I thought it was
I
going to
just
win.
think it's
but-
funny that I honestly thought Old Parr would win the fight, and I ended up so we actually
Yeah.
flipped in our so
Yeah.
interesting. I gotta tell you, I think Compass Box really is the one I wanted tonight.
I like this old Parr though. I think it. I mean, it's very. I'm thinking Boonahoppen. Like it reminds me a little bit of that, and different in a different stretch. But it's to me, it's not super chocolate, but there's a dark chocolate piece to that. If you're looking for a Scotch that has a nice semi-sweet to a little bit of bitter chocolate, this old Parr is it's really good.
So
Fantastic.
green was Old Parr.
Green's Old Parr. Yeah, I would put Old Parr as an everyday drinker on my bar.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's just tasty. It's
$40
affordable.
Are you kidding me?
It's just it's Scotch.
This is
it's
good.
A classic
Well,
Scotch.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, I fought a good fight. I enjoyed the glass,
but it didn't hang up.
Well, at the end of the day, I got to pick one that I want right now. Which glass am I going to reach for? I'm going to reach for the blue right now.
All right, so Compass Box holds the title. Old Parr goes to my house.
That's fair if you're going to
Fair?
drink
You're
it.
gonna drink it. So Tom's a big old Parr fan. So
He
says,
is.
I think he agrees with us. Basically, he does get a slight peat.
Yeah,
which I
I
think
did.
you called
I was
that.
telling
You
you,
did.
there was
You
Pete
did.
on the finish.
You did.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
called that. So I think our notes are all very similar, Tom, and I appreciate the comment.
Sub $30.
Yeah,
Oh, we
sub-
paid California prices.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
Yeah, okay.
We did. We had to ship it from California, but honestly, I think that's a bottle. Here's a little history
So
note.
Old Parr won, is that right?
This bottle, Old Parr, has been around for,
Old Parr won, right?
No.
but it's been around for 3 or 4 times longer than Compass Box, right? Old Parr has been around for a minute.
Years.
Years.
It's probably on your guys' shelves. Why it's not on our shelf is because we live in a crappy market. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're getting a bad bottle. If you spend $35 on that bottle, you're not going to be disappointed.
Nope.
And guess what? For $35, you're not going to feel guilty about drinking it.
Not at all.
You're going to be like, I got to save that, right? So, let's get to the main card.
Main
Actually,
card.
let's wash that palette out.
Yeah.
Because this fight, guys, this fight that we're getting
It's a
ready to
big deal.
take is a big fight. New category, Ex-Bourbon, which means neither of these whiskeys have been finished in anything wild or crazy. There's no peat. There's no sherry finish, cognac
No
finish.
wine finishes.
No. These are
Straight
ex-bourbon casks
bourbon.
and put into bottles from there.
That's right.
So we expect a very probably malt-forward character. We expect more of a distillery distillate character. Probably going to get some vanillas, some oak, some of those notes.
Maybe a bit of brininess. Who knows?
Well, sure,
Yeah, it depends on where they're aged, because that's going to be influence.
Exactly.
That's going to be a heavier influence.
So we got 10 versus 12, right?
But we're not going to get any of these wild notes, that are like deep, old leathers and sherry notes or
Shouldn't-
cherry
yep.
fruity notes. We're not going to get any of art. There's no peat here, but this is middle of the road Scotch, everybody. This is when I hear the word Scotch, this is what I think. Okay, unfortunately, all of our bourbon friends out there, when they hear the word Scotch, they think Lefroy 10.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of people talking about this. They're interested. A lot of these are gateway whiskeys or
Sure.
scotches for them, and
That's
and
the point,
they
yeah.
really are for us too. I'll tell you, if you haven't paid attention to our series, we know this for a fact because of Dan. But Glenmorangie 10 is the foundation for pretty much all of their scotches.
It is.
98% of them, yeah.
There's a few that are not, but for the most part, if you have a 15, if you have Little Santas, anything, it's got this as the base.
It starts
so this
with that.
this is the foundation of what Glenmorangie is. So this is the big boy against the OP 12.
It really is.
And OP
Same.
is not a joke either. OP is
Yep. So we're going to go. Black has the tails on the.
Tell me what's heads and what's tails in the coin.
So the heads is the barrel for the Aquavite coin. Tails is the compass that's on it. So
Okay.
black has the tails on top. So I'm going to spin this and see which one we go with.
Starting with black.
Tails
Okay.
goes first, so black
should
goes
we do a
first.
little quick
So
tail take?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're going to do a tail of the tape. And as we're doing the tail of the tape, everybody put in the comment who you think's going to win this fight.
So both of these are 40% ABV, right?
We
Oh,
don't have a king of the hill.
Yeah, there's no king.
There's no king. So
First, these are brand new contenders here.
they're both contenders. Talk to which one you want to pick.
I'll start with Old Pulteney. Old Pulteney 12-year-old whiskey, the maritime malt as defined by Old Pulteney. 40% ABV, bourbon casks only,
all the way up there, and as far as in
way
Scotland,
north.
Way north.
close to
Old
Orkney,
Pulteney's
almost.
known for its briny character, malty character, so we'll see.
And then Glenmorangie is basically the same, but it's a Highland. It's kind of isn't right in the middle of
It's
yeah. But it's like I said, we already talked about it. It's
well,
the
no,
foundation.
it's not as low as
Central
Speyside.
East.
It's up. It's like just up the coast from Speyside.
So,
Right.
basically, long story short, the OP should technically have a little bit more influence on the seaside than the Glenmorangie.
Yeah.
But both of them should be fairly malty.
And I think if you look at the bottle, the Old Pulteney has shorter, fatter stills. Glenmorangie is known for their tall, thin.
Just going to ask you about that because
Yeah.
I want you to talk. I mean, it's funny that their bottle actually, displays that. But Glenmorangie is known for the stills, right?
Yeah, the
There's these giraffe,
thin,
long-
light whiskey,
right?
yeah.
What does that mean to me?
That gives me lighter whiskey, fewer oils, maybe more florals. It'll be interesting to see.
Right.
So
So,
I have a feeling we're gonna be able to tell which is which.
right, and
But
we don't
let's-
care.
Let's go through that.
But
and see.
we got characteristic on stills, and we've got characteristic from this one because the Dunnage house is literally like 4 feet from a cliff where the ocean is,
Are we
right?
doing black first?
So
Yeah,
black
black
goes
goes
first.
ahead.
Hey, and the glasses have nothing to do with which bottle's which. These are blind, but we're gonna get into black right now. We're gonna see. I'm very interested to see which one.
Hey, Phil.
I got
Good to see you again.
Hey, no kidding, man. It is good to see you.
OP will win this.
I'm gonna be disappointed, whoever wins, because
Hedge your
I love
bets.
them both.
What did
He went Facebook's at Glenmorangie and then YouTube he said OP.
Very nice, Tom.
good.
We're watching.
So I'm getting sweetness on the black glass.
Interesting, everyone. Yep.
Like
pieces.
Syrup.
Syrup sweetness.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Like maple syrup or like a simple sugar?
Simple, more of a simple syrup. Because I'm not getting any, the burnt or any of those
Brown
characters.
sugarish.
Yeah.
Lots of
Grapes,
OPs.
Yeah, it's really light and tasty. Light
Lots
and sweet.
of OPs.
So this reminds me of the blue glass that I wasn't particularly fond of in the first round. It's real sweet. I'm not getting any, of course, no peat. I'm not really getting a lot of vanillas or maltiness in the nose. Of course, low ABV. They're both 40% ABV.
So I just coated that glass.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did
think you did that? Damn it. It changed when I did it.
No, did it? Because I rolled
It's
it.
all on your head.
Yeah.
Get your hairs cut so it's easier. For
I
you
did
to-
get all my hairs cut.
It allows the air to exchange better.
That's right.
You guys are a-holes. That's what buds do, from what I was told.
Well, and Gregor was giving you a hard time earlier, too.
High and
High and
tight.
tight.
Oh, is Gregor here?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't even notice he's. Oh, great, Gregor. I'm trying to be more like
Oh,
you,
Phil and Neil
brother.
there, too. Nice.
They had a good show today.
So,
it was really interesting. The spring break. I think it was the 12.
Wow, I'm not getting much here.
Yeah, it's light.
There's
and
a
sweet.
there's a swirl it around a little bit, and there's a wee bit of a fruit note at the bottom of it. It goes away.
All right.
I would say grass, but not green grass. So if you've ever smelt like hay fields that have been cut and dried out before they bale, so that the hay's it was green and wet. They cut it, come
He's been
back
saying
6.
that a lot this week. I think he's stuck on hay.
I
Well,
am.
he
I
used to
am.
bale a lot of hay,
I
so.
really. So you're absolutely right, Andrew. That's an experience, a memory that a smell that's in my head. What do you got there?
Simple syrup.
If he
sweet.
says "call me now," I'm gonna freak out because he looks like freaking Madam whatever.
It's got I don't know why, but like a little bit of maltiness and like Coke, like sour Coke.
Coke is in what? What do you mean by
Like
cocaine? Or-
Coca-Cola that's been
Oh,
sitting out,
thank
and
you.
soda, that's been sitting out for a little
This is
bit.
like my cocaine
He's
that's been
like-
out for too long.
It's a hell of a drug. He read the 5 fingers say.
I know. I'm not freaking.
So I'm not
gonna say-
getting, the nose. Let's go to the palate.
I'm not getting much on that nose at all.
It's
I really
very
wasn't.
simple nose. It's somewhat malty, and it's got. I need to go in there again, but it's
So-
not nothing craziness on the nose. Very simple. One dimensional, maybe.
No, hang on. There's okay, so after Andrew shook it up from taking a drink, I got I did get some maltiness on it, and then there was a richness, sort of like bacon bits. And I'm not talking about bacon. I'm Bacos, right? The
Oh,
fake
the fake bacon, yeah.
fake bacon bits.
I can understand that.
Different, and I got a whiff of that.
So I was saying soda, but it's more like root beer. It's like soda.
Cream soda?
It's got something
Flat
like
root
that.
beer or what?
I don't know. It's almost like seltzer or something. It's kind of a weird.
It's really sweet. I'm getting, red grapes on it as well. It's a
Red
sweet
grapes?
based whiskey. Yeah, it is something that is not. Again, I'm not really into that. The sweet kind of
Oh,
unidimensional.
So,
right word.
it is sweet, but honestly, I get a little bit of the Milk Duds malted balls. I'm getting some malt on the back end of
100%.
it.
Yep.
I could probably see your grape. I honestly, there's a little bit of a curve in there that's just not all malt.
I
But man, I
think Milk Duds.
Milk
is
Duds is it,
absolutely
brother.
great comment, but not like super sugary caramel.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
like take a Milk Duds potency and cut it in half, and that's
Well,
what I'm tasting.
and
Smell it now after you taste
And when
it.
I get sweet, I'm not talking like a bourbon sweet, like the corn and all that. It's clearly a malted barley whiskey because it doesn't have any of that corn flavor, no rye, none of that in. It's just a sweet, light whiskey.
Almost a little bit of Whopper.
I'm thinking more Whopper, yeah.
But
I like that.
But the milk
That's a malted
dud,
milk dog.
a milk dud has the caramel.
Oh yeah, no, it's
but,
more of
but
a
there's
Whopper.
more of a Whopper piece to it too.
All right,
Hi, D.
so we're going on a gold. We're
I
gonna.
want to put that flavor in the last sip.
So Mark's gonna put water on black. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm putting water on black.
I'm gonna put nose on green and see where it go. Where it goes.
Going light because these are both light on the ABVs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to go crazy with this water. Just a little
I
bit.
like that though. It's good. It's just there's not a whole lot of diversity. It's kind of a couple tracks and that's it. Like just a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of that Whopper maltiness.
So George got a bottle of that 17 unopened too, and I can't tell you to open it because I won't open mine. But if you do, let me know. What is this?
Chad Anderson.
Holy moly! This dude's putting money, man.
I like that.
Hats off to this
Cheers,
guy. This
man.
makes me want to go put a pork roll T-shirt on.
I think you should.
No, man,
All
I'm
right.
checking my liver.
All right, so that
You should.
with the gold glass, I'm getting much
you,
less
Chad.
sweetness on the nose, but I'm not getting much of other flavors. It's really light. What?
Did you mean to
Oh,
do this?
he's going both ways.
Chad, did you?
He's hedging his bet.
You're like Tom, but you're putting money where it is. Where he just,
So Chad, I will tell you, you're right.
Chad
Chad,
is always
you
right.
win. You are
Chad.
going to win.
All right, put your nose on that. What do we got?
I don't know, man. This one smells ex-bourbon scotch to me. This one,
It's not a.
honestly, I'm not nothing about that. Just looking at this glass, you hand this to me, and I'm like, that's Scotch whiskey.
Wait, okay. So that's
Scotch
an
whiskey.
interesting point. This is ex-bourbon. Obviously, we know going into it, so we're not thinking too
that's
much about it. That first one we had, though, would you say that's just ex-bourbon?
No, I mean it was sure I could see.
Well,
I
it
could
would-
get
yeah,
there. I
yeah.
could get there, but
I would say this is spent ex-bourbon scotch.
I mean, if
I'm not
it
getting-
was a Scotch, you'd have to pick something. I wouldn't say there was not
Yeah, there's
nothing
no
else.
sherry,
There's
yeah.
no other finished product to it.
I think there's a lot of new make character in there. I'm getting less barrel influence. I think maybe a little more barrel in this one, in the gold. But I think the blue is Scotch, young Scotch whiskey, light
We just
with
smelling.
with spent barrels.
that one, when you get done nosing that one, you're gonna go upstairs and put a kilt on.
Well, I don't know if it's that. It doesn't stand out like that to me.
No, I don't think it's like super potent, but it's just
To me, it just came out and punched me and said, get your kilt and your bagpipes and let's roll. That smelled that smelled
So
scotchy.
what's
Scotchy?
So describe that. Why do you say it's scotchy? Because I think it's less sweet than the.
I do
than
too.
the
Really?
black,
I do
but-
too.
Oh, okay.
but
All
less
right.
sweet.
I
but-
don't think it. I think that one has a little bit more sweetness, and that one's just more of a hey, I'm malt. What's your
That's
name?
it. Yep. I'm malt forward. There's no craziness to me. I am Scotch whiskey that was put in an ex-bourbon barrel, and then they put me in a bottle.
My gut tells me this palate's going to be incredible.
You're right. I'm getting,
Based on what I know
I'm getting light barrel influence. You know, young oak or not young oak, but light oak influence. Not heavily oak. Not overburdened. It's not as sweet, which I like.
I agree. A little bit of richness.
Yep.
Maybe a wee bit of spice in the end, and a late finish, early
Oh my
palate.
God.
Or late palate, early finish. There's a little bit of a spice note on the roof of my
This is like
That's good.
this is like blue and green.
dark chocolate note coming at the very end.
Do we even need to go around two on these?
We have to. With
Yeah, we
water.
got it. We got to put
All
water
right,
on
let's
it, man.
do- let's
Black's
go
got
quick.
it. I mean,
Wow.
Black wasn't.
So-
Look, Black came out and fought, but
Black is good, but gold is like
that's Tyson,
come on,
dude.
kid, get down, sit down.
That's Tyson.
Gold. The nose on the Black, I think, actually has a little bit more than the gold does because it has a little bit more diversity. But that's all it has.
Fair.
The palate on this guy though is rich beyond belief. Like maltiness, sweet,
I like the black tea on the
caramel, and it has black tea. Sure, more of a semi milk chocolate note. Not a lot.
Not dark chocolate,
It's
but
pretty good.
it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so
That was my
I
best
think
Gregor.
this is a better balanced whiskey. It has more character to it. So add water to that.
I'll add water. We're gonna clear our palate.
So if
The
we,
caramel balance is delicious. Like
So-
it's really good.
in my view, round 1 and 2, nose and palate for black and gold. Black is sweet. It's light. There's nothing off about it. It's not my character tonight. It's too sweet for me. Not enough barrel influence. Not enough interesting things in it. So I'm gonna go with gold. Definitely for the palate. No, see the nose.
This is
no-
funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, you're right. I think so too. It's good. Who wants to go to the movies?
I'm gonna do a tie on the nose because they both had unique character, but I'm gonna go with gold for the palate.
So you're saying like tie, so 10-10 on the first round
10-9.
and 10-9 on the second round. So this is right now, this is very much a fight for you.
Yeah, I would say the blue, that sweet nose, definitely
Blue or
shows
black?
more interesting on the black
Okay.
than the gold. But yeah,
What do you think?
I'm not far off. I'm gonna say. I mean, I already said the nose. I think was better on which one did we do first? Black. Yeah, the
Black.
black was better, just a little bit better nose than the gold, but the gold's palate. So I'm gonna go first round. I'm gonna go black, 10-8 on the nose, but then palate I'm gonna go 10-8 on the nose or
it's a
palate.
tie.
For gold. So they're right in there right
Yep.
now. If you're keeping it that simple and nose to palate, but I mean the palate is more
I'm
substance
right,
than the
and
nose.
I don't think it makes there. I mean, this is splitting hairs. It really is.
Gold
I'm-
for
I'm-
me, gold's my favorite right now.
All right, let's
Right.
go.
I'm going to say the same thing as Andrew said. I honestly think first round's a tie. Second round, I got to give to gold. I mean, no, I can't say first round's a tie. I honestly, it's 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 gold.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know what's gonna happen here with water. I really don't.
I'm hoping that water brings black out of the freaking corner, just like
It's the
Holyfield
same.
after
Water
getting
did-
his ear bit
I
off.
think it's
On the
gonna be
no-
exactly
on the
same.
nose. It didn't touch it. It might have brought
As-
down
as in
some
it's-
of the sweetness,
Okay,
but it's the general nose is
the same taste for the most part.
maybe a little
It's
bit
still,
more.
I mean, I
cream
think it.
soda, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So I was getting a little bit more of a green
Oh
note.
yeah, cream soda.
But when you said cream soda, I'm like, maybe the green note that I'm getting on my nose is more of a carbonation note. You ever smell carbonation? You know what I mean? You get a carbonated drink and you smell it, and you get
That's what that is. That's a carbonated cream soda and maltiness, a little bit of root beer, maybe. I don't know. It's something else.
Yeah, I
I
had
see
thought about
root beers in there.
the cream soda note.
It's an interesting.
totally tastes like
It's
cream
a
soda.
weird. How do you get that? Like, it's such a weird pull.
I don't know where I pulled that from, but yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it's kind of got that.
See, I'm getting so little barrel influence. It's like this is almost all distillate character. It's got to be.
Which is
Because
fine.
when you think of a bourbon barrel, you're going to get vanillas, you're going to get caramels. There may be a little bit of caramel in there, but I'm not getting strong vanillas.
So you're telling me
I'm
it's
getting-
younger.
I'm getting not necessarily, because I mean they're only 2 years younger, and
Yeah,
you're going to get the
yeah.
most barrel influence really those first 3-4 years. So yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot of barrel.
Well, I mean, it could be the difference on the environment, like where they're at. Like, so
Totally.
if you're up north versus in the middle, north's going to have
Yeah,
a lot more damp.
how
I got to
spent
be
the
honest with
barrels
you.
are.
I think I enjoyed black better with water.
I think I did too. I think
Yeah,
I brought some
I
of the
did too.
sickly sweetness down.
I think you're right.
I think it
It
brought
had a
it
little
up.
bit more. Had a little bit more diversity.
I think it had more of a fight with a wee bit of water, and I went light on the water, guys. I know these are light, these are 40 ABV guys, so light on the water. But I think that little bit of water really opened black up and gave it some rejuvenation to come back out in the third round and fight. I enjoyed.
I am so. I can't
Black
wait to
was
see
really
your face
good.
on this because
Dude, that
I had a
was-
feeling Gold's like, y'all keep talking. Just wait till you taste me.
I don't know. Black brought a little bit more game with water, in my book.
Yeah, I forgot I enabled Streamlabs back up, the chat bots. So he's back up there annoying you guys. But it's easier. I mean, it's a good reminder. If you haven't hit the like, please hit the like because it really helps us in our stats for YouTube because YouTube's a bitch and it takes all our money, doesn't matter what. So likes help us get on the radar. Am I right? You don't want to say anything?
I'm gonna let you guys talk. I've been talking first this whole round. He's like,
Oof. Man, this is a tougher. This is getting closer and closer. This is these.
Wow. Water didn't help it that much.
I know.
did
I think water helped black. This is coming down to a slugfest in the bottom of the fourth round.
Fourth
whatever
inning.
Fourth round. This is it. We're
What
getting.
game
we're going for a touchdown in the fourth inning.
Yeah, what's
We're
the
gonna
score?
see what's happening
to
here.
nothing.
I think the boxers are drunk.
It's a Ferris Bueller's quote. This is really coming down to see who's left. They're both going to be standing at the end.
Ex-Bourbon. Reminder, Ex-Bourbon.
Ex-Bourbon. I got to do exactly what Andrew's doing right now.
I
got
do
to
too.
do.
They're close. Water didn't help gold as much as it did black.
Black caught up with the water. Black caught up with the water.
I will say gold has a lot more to chew on than black does as far as finish. Like I'm still.
Keep it. Keep it. Don't influence me.
Yeah. There's boxing and baseball.
Oh, shit.
It's good.
One of those scored a goal, the other scored a touchdown. I think 2 runs in, third period. Somebody's working on a hat
I
trick.
think both these bottles are really good. What's the price of these guys? 50s? 60s?
You got the spreadsheet up, don't you?
I don't know this price is
No. It's came the other.
I'm not ready yet. Shit.
You gotta be ready, dude. Come on, it's done.
No, I gotta
Get
clear
your
my
gut.
palate. I gotta clear the palate.
Oh, then
I'm
we did.
close.
One's 47, one's 37.
So $10 off.
You pay $10 for those 2 years.
All right.
All right,
I'm
talk
ready.
to me, Goose. All right, go on.
No, just wait. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not done yet.
All right.
Okay, so black now.
We're almost at the hour, guys. Come on.
Who cares about that?
This is the first round, dude.
They're both pretty good in nose. They're very even on nose.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. Come on now. Talk to me, Goose.
A little more almost Robitussin? Like kind
Robitussin?
Of syrupy?
I could see that. It's really syrupy. The black is really syrupy. Done. He's solved it. I can see by his eyeballs.
I think I'm good.
He made a choice.
I think I'm good. Go ahead.
So I'm going to continue with, no, I'm going to go all gold on this one. Because I think the black glass is just, it's too sweet for me. And that's my palate. I'm not getting much, barrel influence. I'm not getting much maltiness in there. It's all sweet and distillate character. There's maybe a little bit of vanilla in there, but it's just not my palate tonight. The gold brings the sweetness down. There's a little bit of barrel influence. There's plenty of distillate character, but it's not overly sickly sweet. And to me, that's where I'm going. So I'm going to go gold in both nose and palate. Both of those, the black glass is extra sweet relative to the gold glass. Yeah.
I'm actually in agreement with you on gold. I'm going gold as well. They're very close as far as if I was to score it, but we're not scoring it that way.
Well, and it depends on what you're interested in.
But here's my take on that. So my palate right now prefers the gold maltiness, and I'm also thinking of the category here. If I didn't know the category, I would for sure say gold is ex-bourbon. Black, you could fool me a little bit and say it's finished in something, maybe, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Like maybe not a
Like a
port,
white wine
some kind of
or-
wine
yeah.
finish. It's got something.
Says it isn't.
I know it's not.
I
It's
know.
not, but I could be fooled
But
into
my
believing
point
that,
is it's got the sweetness to it. It's got enough to make you go, ah. So for me, my palate gold, and for the category gold.
So before it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
but so let me ask you this question. I was going to go gold too. To me, I'll give you in my notes in a second. But let me ask you that: both ex-bourbon, right? does it matter which distillery, bourbon distillery, those casks came from?
Probably.
Does that have an influence
I'm sure.
on what you
for
guys
sure,
are talking
for
about?
sure.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
got to.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's
Whatever bourbon was in that cask
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, and when you said like, there's in the bourbon cask category, these are both clearly bourbon casks because they're light, they're not overly sherry, they're not overly peated. Well, I mean, granted, peated
Right.
whiskeys are typically bourbon casks, but this is distillate character with the light bourbon influence, but they're showing the distillery and their aging process.
Which is an interesting point because it's hard to decipher. Is it the distillate or is it the bourbon?
Yeah.
Whatever that bourbon was. So if you're getting into Scotch, you can get in the weeds.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bourbon finish. Well, what was the bourbon there first?
Yeah.
Who was the maker? Was it Jack Daniels?
I think this comes down to your favorite whiskey.
Yeah.
Too.
good fight, hell of a fight. They're both. I still am getting a little bit of a Baco's bit.
On which
Bacon.
one?
I'm black,
On black bacon.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do this.
but I
Yeah,
have
so
no idea which one's which.
Gold is the winner if you haven't paid attention.
Gold
So,
is gold is Glenmoe.
Are you kidding me?
You're lying.
Wow.
Gold is Glenmoe. OP is black. Now here's what's crazy about this, you guys. I
Can't believe that's right.
I did not. No, that's right.
I don't believe that.
I wrote it down when I poured them.
I'm not getting any malt on the black one.
Sweeter than it was.
Not only that, I never got the briny
No
note
brininess.
that I
I
expected
didn't get
from
brine
Old
at all.
Pulteney. I got to be honest with you. Obviously Old Pulteney 21's burned in my memory. Love that bottle. Love that brand.
He's great.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe it.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Listen, I just tasted them one more time, knowing what they are. This is definitely sweeter than this one is.
It's
But my
very
palate
sweet.
still likes
Does
that better.
Old Pulteney use spent barrels for their whiskey? I mean, I don't know the old Pulteney aging. Glenmoe, I think, has a pretty sophisticated supply chain for their barrels. So.
Everyone's upset.
I know, so am I. I thought I figured
No
it out.
way. I need
All right, we got a glass. Can we pour a Glenmoe real quick and
Yeah.
verify?
I'm
Glenmoe
sticking.
wine?
I'm sticking to my guns, guys.
I trust
Glenmoe.
you, but I don't believe
I
you.
need a do-over. Done. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Tom
I
called
don't
it.
believe that. Yeah,
Glenmoe.
but so did Chad. Chad called it.
Chad's never wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
I told you guys before we started I was
right.
going to be upset either way. I was going to be upset
Hold on,
with
ready?
who lost because I
He's
love
right.
both these distilleries. But I got to be honest with you,
He's totally right.
it
That's-
is what it is. I'm
Glenmoe is
going
gold.
with the Glenmoe right
what this
now.
is?
Yeah.
It totally is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And I say that. Listen,
I
let
don't
me tell you
believe
guys. I'm going with Glenmoe won tonight, and when I bought this Old Pulteney 12, I bought another bottle for myself.
Oh, OP
no.
is phenomenal.
I love it.
Love
It's
OP.
a delicious bottle.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm not disappointed. You know why I bought it? Because I just killed a
I
bottle
have
of
two
it.
OPs back there that are going to stay back there, and we're going to slow drink them because OP is an amazing distillery. So,
Okay.
but
That's
this,
why-
this
that's
is
why we
not,
blind taste.
That's why this thing is what it is.
You can't be disappointed.
No,
we
take
all
Old Pulteney
know.
out of their King-
We know
Glenmoe wine
Glenmoe
again.
does
All right.
a good
The
product.
two winners of tonight are King of the Hill. We have a new King of the Hill in Glenmoe. So Glenmoe is like La Santa. Now it's back in the
Glenmoe's
Ex-Bourbon.
killing it, dude.
Glenmoe is killing it, y'all. If you're not a Glenmoe fan, you should be a Glenmorangie
yeah.
fan. And then we got the King for a second.
Yep, 2 weeks in a row
second
now.
hill, if you
Yep.
will.
Yep,
So,
2 weeks in a
Compass
row, or
Box.
2 fights in a row. Compass Box has retained the title.
That's right.
So 2 really good fights. We've got a ton more ex-bourbon fights lined up to take on the new king. And actually, we've got a Bushmills 12 in the lineup for the Irish category. Super excited about that. Took a freaking lot to
It
get
took
the
a while to
damn
get
bottle.
that one, but we got it.
But anyway, we do have a lot more fights lined up. We're going to keep these fights going for another month and a half, 2 months or so, guys. Right? We're in August.
We got some reviews we've taped. They're going to come out here
Yes.
shortly. We're going to try and get back into that, and we're going to have some more fun. But until then, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
And
We
to our
love you
new
guys.
patrons, man, it's great to see you guys on
Yep.
the pre-show. Hope to see you on the post-show. We're gonna hang out and chat some more.
Drink a few.
Yep.
Hey,
Bye, y'all.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time.
love y'all. That's
I
your
want
glass.
I want this one.
I took your glass.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.